Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Barnon11970, and as usual, I thank you guys for checking out my video. All right, guys, this video I'm going to reveal what the answer is to that question, that math quiz that we did yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend you watch that first, otherwise this won't make as much sense to you. But let's first show the question where it showed a group of numbers which had specific results down the line, and you had to figure out what 3 would equal. Now, before I give the answer, I saw a lot of different answers out there. The one thing that I realized, and people have to realize, this is not their fault. This is how most people have been educated. And we've learned this through the media, is basically to overanalyze things, where instead of looking for the simplest answer, we tend to make things a little bit more complicated because most people don't want to believe that things can be very simple. So those who got it wrong, I mean, this is the one thing I want people to know. This is not a super hard question. I'm no genius, trust me, because when you saw that video, when I showed that picture of that original problem, I said, are you a genius? So those of you who got this right, I mean, let's put it in perspective. We're not brain surgeons to be able to figure this out. It's just, unfortunately, they try and boost people's egos and make you think we could be a little bit smarter than we're led to believe. But if you didn't get the answer right, a lot of times I saw that people tried to overcomplicate instead of just looking directly at the problem. Now, not only will I give the answer, because anybody can guess a number and think they might be right, but if you don't know the reason why, then you're only halfway there. So this was the question. What is 3 equal? Here's the answer. The answer is 6, and I will explain why. Now, if you take the top number and you multiply it by the number below it, you get the answer for the top number. So we have 9 and 8 is 72. You have 8 and 7 is 56. 7 and 6 is 42. 6 and 5 is 30. Now, the one thing you have to pay attention to, and this is where it pays to actually look at the entire thing. Notice there's no 4. There's a reason why there's no number 4 there. The reason that they don't have the number 4 is to show you that the number doesn't have to be in this equation to be able to solve it. So they purposely take one out so they could basically tell you that you don't need the number to be there to be able to solve it. Because if the 4 was there, you would have 5 times 4 equals 20. 4 would equal 12. So now what you do is you take 3 and times it by the number below it. Now you don't see a number there, but as we see where there's no number 4, it's telling you that the number doesn't have to be in the equation to be able to solve it. So you take 3 times 2, which equals 6. So that's how you get your answer. So I'm going to make this a little quick. For those of you who didn't get it right, remember, guys, this is not about trying to see who's smarter than anyone else. This is not a real IQ test. But what it should show you is if you try to overcomplicate that problem, you need to sit back a little bit and just see things for what they are and take the easiest route. Because remember, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, which means it's the shortest path. If you're going and complicating it, it takes longer to get there. So that's why, I mean, like things like, for example, and I mentioned this, is this, like the sun gazing. People think, well, that seems too simple. All you have to do is look at the sun at sunrise and sunset, and it can heal your body. That can't be true because that seems too easy. Well, when it comes to questions like this, and especially if you do take a real IQ test, a lot of it has to do with being able to problem solve. And the best answers are always the ones that are the easiest. When you make it too complicated, you could still get the right answer, but why complicate things and overly complicate things? It's like that board game. I don't know if you remember the game when we were all kids, Mousetrap, where they have this over elaborated system to be able to trap the mouse, and it's doing 60 different things before it actually traps the mouse. Now, in real life, if you could make a contraption like that and you could actually trap the mouse, but if you find a simpler way, it takes less energy So we'll leave it at that. So congratulations to those of you who got the answer. If you just copied the answer from someone else and didn't really know why you got it, well, check into that video again and see the pattern. And pay attention to that, because equations are solved by just being able to look at the entire thing. And again, that's why they eliminated the number 4, because if you just go down the pattern, you may not see that right away. So take your time. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and leave your comments. Peace.